stones, things like that. So also, again, if you're interested in that, you can get one of the cards back with that. Any questions?
I have this is strange. I mean, I have like my insurance for what I want. I have 2 children. One says, you're not going in the ground, Mom. I mean, you're not going to be burnt, Mom. I don't want, I mean, I'm an ex-hospice nurse. I want direct cremation. Pronounced, put away, earned, that's it. Now, I'm trying to decide. Now, my daughter, she will do what I want her to do, but she doesn't even want to talk about it. So wouldn't it be better if I put it in a thing like that?
It would be better if you did that.
And then give it to her.
Yeah.
I'm not him.
So in the state of Virginia, when you pass away, your children, if those are your next of kin, they can make decisions for you. So even if you write it in the book, even if you come into the funeral home and you make arrangements, and even if you prepay your arrangement, your family can still change those arrangements. So we do have a form that we call a designee form. So what Virginia has done is said, okay, your kids might not be the best people to take care of your funeral arrangements after you pass away. You might have a friend or a best friend that you know for sure is going to do exactly what you want them to do. So you can designate somebody else to do that for you, to make sure you get exactly what you want. Now in the legislature coming up, it didn't make it this year. They tried to do it, but it failed. But what we as funeral director, our Funeral Directors Association is trying to do is say that if you come into the funeral home and make arrangements and you pay for your arrangements, that those arrangements will stick and nobody can change them. They've done that in a few states. We're trying to do it here in Virginia, but not going to work this year. So that's coming. So if you need a form, please fill out your information and I'll get you one of those forms for you.
Other questions? I realize, yes, sir.
I'm familiar with the firm known as Woody
Yes.
and Nelson. I know where they are, but I don't know where the Dignity Memorial Cemetery is. Could you talk about that a minute?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So we have 5 cemeteries that are part of what we call the Dignity, what is called the Dignity Network, which Woody and Nelson is a part of. There is the West Hampton, which is out Patterson at Gaskins. Signal Hill, that is up in Hanover. Dale, I'm never sure about Dale.
Dale is at the south side. It's on
The Chester area.
You go to
Courthouse.
you keep going on. You cannot up there.
Yeah. We also have Bermuda, and that's somewhere in the same neighborhood. It's a pretty small cemetery. And then the Washington Memorial Cemetery, which is out past the airport.
I see. Thank you.
Sure. Other questions, either about downsizing, or do you have a question about funerals?
Another about funerals. If you die out of state, even if you're living out of state but want to be buried in Virginia, I have heard you can buy insurance to have your body moved.
I'm going to have Donnie answer it.
So I heard insurance. If you don't
If you
pass
want to
away.
stay.
Yeah. So two different things that we can do there. If you do make pre-plans with the funeral home, with just a phone call, we can transfer those plans to another funeral home. So let's say you have a family member in another state and you guys move there to be closer to them. We can actually move your arrangements from Nelson's or Woody's to just about any funeral home in the country. Okay, they'll accept it and they'll accept the frozen cost that we give you. Number 2, I think exactly what your question was, is let's say you travel. Let's say you go to Florida on vacation, God forbid you pass away on vacation. It's anywhere between $2,500 and $3,000 just to bring your body back to Richmond. And it's about that cost just about anywhere in the United States outside of Virginia. So we do have something called travel protection. And it's like an insurance policy. It's a one-time fee, you pay that fee, and it's good for anywhere in the world. Okay, let's say you go to Canada or you go to the Caribbean, it's anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000 to bring your body back to Richmond. You go overseas, you go Europe, Asia, wherever, it's up to $18,000 to bring your body back. So with this insurance policy, it's $499 anywhere in the globe. We'll bring you back here to Richmond. And typically, since you brought up, typically there's more expense than just bringing the body back. What I've seen, I've been a funeral director 25 years. What I've seen is that when people pass away outside their home city, there's always a kid, there's always somebody that stops what they're doing. They buy a plane ticket, typically it's a next day ticket. The airlines have jacked those kind of prices up. They fly to that location. Typically now they're in a city they've never been in, they're dealing with a funeral home they've never heard of, they gotta get a hotel room, they have to pay money. They make those arrangements, collect personal belongings and fly home. So we actually set it up with each individual person that we're kind of like your power of attorney or a temporary power of attorney. Just with the phone call, we'll be able to take care of all those arrangements and get that person back at no extra cost to the family.
Let me ask you this, if you do the pre-planning, do they have it so that you can pay as you go?
Yeah, we absolutely do. We now, so great question. So the idea is you lock in the price at today's prices. Okay, funerals go up anywhere between 3 and 7% every year. So if you can lock in the price at today's prices, and then we have some payment plans where you can go 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years in some cases. So we make it very easy to get your wishes known, put them on paper, lock in the price, and then pay for them over time.
What if you die before you pay up?
So we have different plans, okay? We have insurance-based plans, and then we have like bank account-based plans. So it depends on the type of plan that you choose. And obviously we give you those options. One plan is a little bit more expensive. It's insurance-based, right? It costs a little bit more than the cost of your funeral, but if you pass away before it's paid up, we pay the difference. And then there's the other plan where, let's say it's a 5-year plan and you're 3 years in, the price stays locked in, but the family then would owe the difference, what's left at the time of passing. Very fair, very straightforward.
And two things that I didn't realize was the money that you pay in does not go to the funeral home. It is your account, and that makes it possible for you to transfer it. So if I were to do my arrangements here, pay them up, and then decide that I want to move to San Francisco, I can move my plan with me. It does not belong to the funeral home where I set it up. And the money does not go to the funeral home, so you don't have to think, well, what happens if that funeral home closes? It doesn't belong to them, it is your account.
So we put it into a trust. It's like a trusted account. And so that's exactly right. And so one of the other reasons we do that, one reason, if the funeral home goes out of business, you don't lose your money, right? It's your money, your account, with your name on it. The other reason it's transferable, and really the other reason that people don't think about, is that when someone passes away, their money gets tied up. Okay, so let's say you didn't want to pre-plan, you didn't want to pay the funeral home, I'm going to keep a savings account with that money in it. Well, when you pass away, your accounts get frozen. And it could be frozen for a week, a month, maybe longer, depends what you have. So our funeral bill is due at the time of arrangements. So there's a lag time between when that person passes away and when that money is accessible. So your family, your kids, brother, sister, whoever it may be, is going to reach into their pocket and have to pay those expenses ahead of time before they'll get reimbursed. But for a lot of families, that's a hardship to bring up those funds, at a very short period of time.
Can I say,
Our money is easily accessible. So this money, with this signature, gets released and is able to pay for funeral costs.
whenever I had to make a lot of arrangements, unfortunately, but it was always the opening and closing of the grave and a cemetery spot that you had to buy. The funeral home always waited for the money for the insurance.
Yes, so I've been a funeral director for 25 years, and yes, the funeral home a lot of the time will wait for their funds. That's changing very, very quickly.
Bennett's and Blaley's.
Today, in today's society, even they're changing the way they do things. Both of those firms are changing because of people not being able to pay. So yes, let's put you on a payment plan.
So what happens when people can't pay?
Well, ma'am, that's why the funeral homes are getting rid of that system. Is that the funeral homes are providing the services, and then people aren't able to pay. So it becomes a problem, and of course the funeral home is going to be the bad guy because we're going to try to collect the funds. And so both of those firms are actually changing the way they do it.
Most funeral homes will
Yeah,
work with the
definitely.
family
We
to
used to do
give
that
them what
2
they
years ago
want
too, and it's just,
at the price.
there's
that
too
they
many
want.
people not paying their bills, it's gonna disrupt it for the majority of the people who do pay.
And I realized that before I was talking about decluttering and downsizing, I did want to offer you this opportunity because there often are questions about final arrangements and you don't really generally have a place to ask them. So any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a list of resources?
I have to look into that.
I have a list of resources, thank you. In the back, there is a list of resources. There is also a flyer that has another way to look at downsizing. Plus, of course, there is a literature about planning and those cards if you want one of those booklets. Any other questions?
There's lots of reasons why that happens, but.
I finished 5 minutes early.
They pay their policy.
Susan, thank you so very much.